In 2014, Mack Rides set out to build the only roller coaster in Sweden with a launch. Liseberg, located in the city of Gothenburg, would become the recipient of what we know today as Helix. This custom multi-launch coaster was originally designed to be a large-scale hypercoaster, which is a roller coaster between 200 and 299 feet tall. However, the park CEO at the time suggested that a more versatile multi-launch coaster that used the terrain would be the best option. Helix opened on April 26, 2014 for a total cost of 200 million Swedish kroner and contains 7 inversions over 4,530 feet or 1,381 meters of track. Of course, the train needs the 2 launches with a top speed of 62 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour to traverse this insane amount of track. Speaking of the trains, there are 3 trains that can carry 20 riders per train and 1,350 riders per hour. While there isn't much of a theme to this ride, well, except neon lights and steel stations, there is an incredible soundtrack presented by IMAscore to get you pumped up for the ride. I wish I could have put it in as the background music for this video, but the rights to the tracks are reserved. So go check it out after this video. Anyways, once you roll out of the station, you realize that there isn't a launch or a lift hill. There is a drop into a corkscrew because once again, Helix is terrain-based. After that, the coaster heads through a left-hand turn and into the first LSM launch. Keep in mind, this is a Mack Rides launch coaster, so the acceleration won't be forceful and is there so the train can get through the course. The coaster then swoops through a larger corkscrew which looks to give a good mix of hang time and whip. If you thought those elements were awesome, Helix is just getting started, because the next element is a twisted airtime hill. This looks to eject you out of your seat during the start of the hill in the front rows and whip you out of the hill in the back. The next element is something that you can only find on 2 other roller coasters. The Norwegian loop looks pretty intense and is basically like a batwing element without the turns in and out of the maneuver. After another awesome looking ejector hill, the train whirls through a classic 0G roll. This is taken at some good pace and it looks like one of the best inversions on the ride. The coaster then whips riders through a tight 360-degree helix that speeds down the hill and back up again. You can see a noticeable slowdown during this right turn, but the second launch is incoming. Once again, this is not present to give any significant thrill, but rather for the train to get through the rest of the ride. This launch leads into an underused element, an inverted top hat where you hit the tallest point at 134.5 feet or 41 meters. This maneuver does not get used enough in my opinion, and should get used on more coasters in the future. It's really cool, I'm just saying. Once the ride regains its pacing, you hit one last ejector airtime moment, a twister section heading back up the hill, and into the last inversion, a 0G roll that glides into the brakes. This final element looks freaking awesome, and I would love to travel to Sweden just to feel the sensation. In summary, Helix looks like an absolutely incredible terrain coaster that is non-stop from start to finish. But seriously, it's unbelievable how this coaster starts and finishes with a bang. Anyways, the setting, awesome soundtrack, and ridiculous inversions put this attraction way up there on my bucket list. So that's about it. Thank you all for watching episode 4 of Worldwide Coaster Highlights, and let me know down below which coaster you want me to take a look at next. If you've ridden Helix, I would love to hear your opinions on what it feels like. Signing off for now, this has been Storm, and I'll see you coaster lovers next time.